There you go. That they have the screen on the front of it that you can see what you're doing.
Action. There we go. Hey, I'm Ed, and I'm here at W4ARB today with
Michael, N7CCD.
N7CCD. Michael was trespassing in my park, and I caught him. And I said, what'd you do in my park? No, just kidding. I did see him in the park, actually. I was at home, scrolling the POTA page, and I seen a foreign call sign in my park that come from way out of state. So I jumped onto QRZ, found his email, and emailed him. I said, hey, that's local to me. I said, if you'd ever like to meet up or anything. And Michael, kind enough to drop me an email today and go, hey, I'm coming back through, business tripping. How about we meet up if you're able? Let's do it. So Michael just finished up an activation. And so I just turned on my camera to give this a try. And I just realized my camera's sitting on top of everything just now. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to give an activation a try, see what we can do. All right, so thanks for tuning in here with me and Michael, and here we go. And also, before we get started, thanks to my coffee crew and coffee club supporters. We were just talking about that a minute ago. Thank you to my supporters out there. So hopefully we'll have some usable footage this time. Oh, there's somebody texting me, and you know who you are texting me. All right. So I've been listening to Michael's frequency that he just got done with. Mike and CW, by the way.
A little bit easier.
I'm Ed either way because it's easier all the time. I'm just too lazy. I gotta quit talking because I gotta think. I'm not a talker and doer.
I can't talk and key at the same time. Not at all. Do you want me to spot you?
Oh no, I'll be spotted.
Okay.
You can check it. Just make sure.
I'll do.
So I like the recorded message on here. And then the other thing, which I've mentioned on my channel before, is my bye-bye message. I made it longer. I had one viewer who suggested that I throw my call on my bye-bye message. Because I didn't used to do that. I just say, thanks, goodbye. But then you get in a pile of... This is my bye-bye message. And it gives, what I did was I was practicing for doing digital.
Okay. The same format?
Digital logging. So, now, that slows me down quite a bit.
Right.
But it gives me time to finish writing and then reach over to Hammers or the new one that's out and actually type it and hit enter and get my pencil back in my hand.
And then get right back on track. Yeah.
And it says, oof. Getting him, but he's just too quiet for me.
Yeah, he's... I don't know if that was for you or not.
Maybe not. But he sounds like he's on the same frequency.
Yeah.
What frequency am I on again?
63.
Oh, Jesus. hope. I didn't even look. I wrote 63.
Guess we'll find out. I can see where you're spotted.
67.
Oh.
Ooh, dotted on somebody.
It sounds like there's somebody else.
Sometimes you just have to call CQ.
Mm-hmm. Is your filter wide or narrow?
Wide.
You might be hearing 65.7. There's an activation right there.
You know, I always start off wide.
Yeah.
Because, and I've talked about this on my videos, a lot of people have these really great filters.
Mm-hmm.
But if you turn on your filters and you go QRL, you might be right next to somebody and
Right.
don't even know it.
Right.
And then half the people that you're responding to are the people who so if you're wide and you're listening, or you're narrow and you QRL, oh no, answer me, and you're right next to somebody, people who hunt proper,
They're moving.
They should be off frequency.
Yep.
And if somebody gets between you, who are they calling?
Right.
And you're answering them. Hey, Jimmy. I got you, Jimmy. Jimmy from Long Island CW Club.
Okay. Was that a KD5? Okay, gotcha, thank you. You got a pilot. Take your choice.
Oh, I didn't get any of it. AA8?
I got 3. Well, I probably transposed that. Yeah.
This other guy.
I know. I got 8CL is what I got.
There you go. Something I think, but since they were both right, right zero beating, I couldn't pull one out from the other.
So you got a lot of Long Island CW folks chasing each other?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's.
I know that one.
What was the number?
7.
K7ULM?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The
Long Island CW Club has over 6,000 members now.
That's huge.
And it grew very quickly. And what's nice about it is that there's anyone who doesn't know a dip from a DAW, all the way up to people who are 45, 50 words a minute.
And they're still in it.
There's that many places for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's I don't know my dip from DAW, learn CW.
Right.
And you go through the beginner carousel 1, beginner carousel 2, and you learn all your characters and punctuation. And then after that, there's an intermediate 1, intermediate 2, and intermediate 3 that start taking you from there. And then there's advanced after that, advanced courses to go to.
VE4? faded out.
Yeah, must have just bottom
Yeah,
dropped out.
yeah.
But I got his call, and I've had him before.
Have you?
Him or her.
Mm-hmm.
Got their call, got my call.
Just not quite. Close. Close.
Didn't get the rest of it.
Yeah.
Put an asterisk down next to theirs.
They might come back. He came back.
There he is.
I noticed a bit of fading too on mine. There's, yeah.
Oh, I'm ready for you.
I think that's what I got, yeah. He's gone, yeah. Mm-hmm. One thing I notice when I travel over here is how many more Canadians I get when I'm activating on this side of the country than home.
Yeah, imagine they're really...
It's just like the country.
Yeah.
The farther west you go, the fewer there are.
Makes sense. That's why you're always at work going, I'll go.
That's right.
You got a dummy load?
I've got a little one that's an SWR meter. Want to work each other? My brother and I did that. My brother and I did that on a, yeah.
I did it with K8ARE. We put a dummy load on.
Yeah. It works really well.
A friend of mine was sitting over at that picnic table, and I'm sitting here calling, and I didn't know he was coming and setting up.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Oh, I'll come out too." Oh, okay. Thought he just come out, right? No, he brought his equipment, set up, and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden he blows my speaker out of my radio. So I give him a 529, and he's like, X. One more for good measure.
Mm-hmm. There he is. them too. Two is what I got. That was a good run. Nice.
That's a local, I think.
Yeah.
Listening.
Somebody's tuning up too.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, and then I always forget because my front screen goes off, but I'm still on the YouTube right now. Yeah. Anyway, so kick it out over there. So that orange line up top, I really like that because it's these microphones. Uh-oh. I said it's the microphones. Oh man, my microphone? Is your microphone working?
I don't know. Is it dead? What's it supposed to be doing?
Oh, yours is working good.
Yeah.
Mine not on?
I don't know.
Oh man. Uh-oh. Has mine been off this whole time? Hello, hello? Oh, now it's on. Jiminy Christmas.
Is it on the whole time?
I've been using yours the whole time.
Yeah, really.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, so now mine's on. So if I do this, yeah, and then yours is on. Yeah.
When you're doing that.
So you see this orange line right up here at the top?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, okay.
And then talking to yours.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you can actually see how.
And that one might be turned up a bit more because it's the wife, so she's a bit more soft-spoken. So you can individually adjust them.
Yeah.
And then you can even adjust the receiver that's over there. And this thing works 800 feet away. So it's pretty cool. So I've been actually able to set up my thing and then go walking off way over there to go stick my Mast up and still talk to it.
Yeah, nice.
But be sounding like you're talking right in a microphone.
Right.
And they're the DJI Action... DJI, I forget they're called.
The microphones?
That's
I think
the
of
microphones.
drones when I think of DJIs.
Yeah, but
I don't think of.
Yeah.
Huh.
But they work really good, and I hope that they take out some of the knucklehead driver-y stuff out of the background.
Right.
But I know that these windsock work amazing in the wind. Of course, the windy time, I was in slow-mo recording, so I didn't get to do the full-blown test. But they work really good, and I made this little parachute necklace thing. Just the other thing, if you look on the back of that, there's a little square thing on the clip.
Yeah.
That's a magnet, so you can actually pull that off, and you can either wear it on the outside or wear it on the inside.
Yeah.
But then you put this little square magnet on your shirt or the microphone itself. But I put it underneath my shirt just to see how it turns out that way.
And it doesn't have any problems getting the audio through your shirt?
Not at all. No.
That's pretty neat.
Well, you can't see the screen now.
Right.
I have my screen set up to go off after a minute.
Just to save your battery.
Save the battery because this does get warm. You need a battery. I do have a battery here and a cord, and but I found so I had this splitter. You see it says Mike in great big words, big letters on there. That's because I use this splitter. One is for mic and one's for power, and I hooked them up backwards one day. So I plugged in my battery, and my mics weren't going through here at all. and it was on my wife's, I think my wife's first time activating. And so her activation wasn't through the nice microphones.
Yeah.
It was because I'm noob. You know, I'm a noob at all this business. You know, I've been in CW less than 2 years.
Right.
And
well, and then starting with all this gear, this is a whole new world.
Oh, it is. And so I've got a really patient following on YouTube. I mean, I'm about 1,300 now.
Okay,
So that's
nice.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a joke one day. I said, boy, what do I got to do? I said, do I need to do makeup tutorials on ruby red lipstick to get more subscribers? Because I had like 50 subscribers or something. And I went out to the mail, and I opened it, and there's a box or an envelope from it. You know, and I open it up, and I pull it out, and it's just this square thing. But it says ruby red on the side. And I go, ruby red lipstick. That's funny. Yeah. I mean, I belly laughed at the mailbox. And it takes a lot for me to belly laugh. I'm a funny guy. A lot of people tell me. So I got a good laugh out of that. Well, I called my usual suspects, and they laughed just as hard as I did. So I go, well, they didn't do it. Well, then finally I got a phone call from another fellow, Long Island CW Club guy. He's like, hey, Ed, it's me. I'm like, all right, hey, how you doing? You know, it's not one of the guys I normally talk with on the side often. Right. And he goes, hey, I didn't make you mad, did I? I said,
what do you mean?
What are you talking about? He goes, the lipstick. I go, that was you. He's like, yeah. I go, dude, that was funny. He goes, oh, you didn't say nothing about it. I said, I was trying to think of something witty to do. You know, I wasn't sure if I should like
start applying it while you're doing CW.
Put some on and talk to the camera one day. But I couldn't figure out who it was, and then you know, just time went by, I forgot. He goes, oh, I was glad I didn't make you mad. I said, oh no. I said, I'm a jokester. I said, and when you're a jokester and you dish it out, you got to be able to take it, or else you should quit joking. Yeah. And so no, I had a great laugh with it. That was real funny. And then somebody else in my videos, I always go action, and I would do this, and guess what I got in the mail? A clacker board.
Did you?
Yeah, but I caught, it was one of my two usual suspects.
So you knew, yeah.
Well, I didn't, but I asked, or he asked me.
Yeah.
I go, no, I didn't get that. What are you talking about? I was like, okay, you did it. He's like, yeah. And so we actually used it in the videos. It was kind of cool. I tried something different. I set up like 3 cameras right here at this table, and I think it was this table, and we clacked it, and it makes a spike of noise when you clack it. So I was able to sync the 3 videos up with the one audio.
From that one point.
Yeah. And so that worked out quite well.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of funny to get that kind of stuff.
That's great.
But anyway, hopefully this video comes out okay.
Yeah. Your audio, hopefully.
Hopefully.
If anything, would it pick up from this one?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. Because I did see the bar going.
But even if you were talking and I was wearing.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I saw the bar moving, so I know that the audio from the radio's there. That's more important than listening to me banter on. Because what I like to do is I like to take the audio from this, and now that I didn't used to edit, I used to just go Thomas Witherspoon style, but I got emails on the side, and there's just from a lot of new people, and I was like, I'm new myself, and I found it very helpful when I watched other videos. I watched Thomas Witherspoon, I watched Aaron Bowman, I watched Thomas K2EJT and Jim N4JAW, and you know, there's a list of them down in my description. KD7DUG Doug in California. And it was very helpful to have the letters in the bottom. Yeah. Now Thomas doesn't edit, which I can see why, because he has that whole other job of the QRP.com, and he just does a lot of things.
Yeah. Hamburger, crash course, or workbench, all that stuff.
Right. Yeah. So the editing takes time. Like you shoot an hour of video, but to put call signs in, you have to watch the video, and you have to pause it, and then you pause it at a certain point. Then you have to insert the clip, and then move it to where you want it, and then put in the text in there, and then make it the right font, the right color that it sticks out, and then get it set there, and then keep watching the video, and then stop it on the next one.
That's an hour activation. You just made that like a 4-hour activation.
Yes. Yeah, and you don't realize that until afterward. I mean, it starts to take the fun out of it real quick, but the dividends on the backside though make it worth it. It's the kind comments you get, the people that let you know that it helps, and so then it was trying to come up with a standard. Well, at exactly what point do you put the text in? And that was kind of tough, trying to decide something that wasn't so time consuming, because one of them I thought it was really neat how a guy put the letters in as they came. Well, to do that you have to do W, wait for the next letter, W4, wait for the next, W4E, and you have to keep typing W, then W4, then W4E, then W4EM, and you have to type that and put them all together. And my very first video I tried like that, it really goofed up the video. Oh, somebody's here. And and it was it had clogged it up so bad in the editor because there was so many edits that it didn't have the horsepower to do it. And so I finally get done. It took me 4 days to do that. 4 days. Come in, wake up, sit at the desk, start editing, stop, go eat dinner, come back. 4 days of just sitting there. And I go, I'm not going to sit and watch this whole thing again because I've watched this, so I'm blue in the face. Just post it. So I posted it, and when it came out, it did not come out like I edited it, hardly at all. There was some of those edits in there, but a lot of it would just, it was in chunks and pieces. I'm like, I'm going to delete this video, it's killing me. And somebody goes, oh, Ed, nice job on the edits. I'm like, roar, if you only knew, if you only knew, 4 days. So I said, I still want to do something with editing. I don't necessarily want to. I'd love to just do it Thomas Witherspoon style because it's easy. But if it helps people learning, well, then that gets more people to make QSOs with, and I want to help people get on the air. People help me, I want to pay it forward. So I try to make this my standard. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, this is W4ARB, okay? And then N7CCD. So now they hear your call sign. Then I say N7CCD, pause. And then I put it in the video. So you got to hear it once, you got to hear it twice, and now you see it during the time I'm sending the normal good afternoon, your 559, 559 thanks over to you. And so I put it right after the second exchange, the second time your call sign is played, because it's those those other call signs that people are watching to see if they can.
When it gives them a chance to head copy it before it's verified.
So they get it once, and if they missed it, they get it when I send. And some of these, if I question mark them, well, then they get it a couple more times.
Exactly.
Like that one poor guy. No, KJ5BWB.
Yeah, that call sign.
Again?
Yeah, exactly.
Again? Again? You're 5'9". He's probably going 5'9". You gave me 7 question marks, right? Yeah, you gave me 7 question marks. But the one that was tough after that was the AA0Z Kyle. I heard CL also. But because AA0Z Kyle and the person after them, who never did come back, they were an in-call. They were exactly 0-beated on the same frequency. So it was hard to distinguish one from the other. So hunters, if you're at home and you see someone posted on the POTA website at 14.067, go to 14.067, but then just go twist your knob just a little bit, one way or the other, and that way you can hear. It makes it sound like there's a line of people, but it makes it sound like somebody stuck their head off to the side, and they're either a little lower than everybody or they're a little higher than everybody.
Especially if you're QRP.
Especially QRP coming back to me. QRP. And we all find that as activators very helpful when somebody doesn't 0-beat. So and again, 0-beating means going right to the same frequency that the activator's on. That means 0-beating. So step off to the side just a little bit, where you still hear them. That works. Sometimes my pileups have gotten so big that I've actually turned on my RIT so that I step off to the side.
I've seen people do that in some videos. Where I've never played with a RIT enough to need to do that.
But during an activation, I needed to, because everybody was 0-beating, and I could tell there's 7 or 8 signals at a time calling, and all 0-beating. And I was just like, I've got to step off one way or the other. And at first I tried moving my knob, but when I call CQ, it posts, everybody, it knows where I'm at.
They know the frequency, exactly.
So if you use the RIT, I can, I had to send one frequency, but I'm actually listening. It's almost like operating split.
But does that not make them sound like, and I haven't played with it enough to know, does it not make them sound like that they're 0-beated on a different frequency tone?
It's.
I know it's moving what you hear.
It is moved, but that's what helps it out a little bit. So it's either a little lower, a little higher, and so messing with that RIT a little bit and just playing with it, it will help to take that
kinda
bunch to help spread them out a little bit. Because this is hard. And I hope I'm pointing that at the camera. This is hard to pick a call sign out, but it's when they get like this that maybe you can catch one of them outliers that are on the fringes. I find it easier for me, which I didn't know this. When you hear these signals knocking your speaker out, and then all of a sudden you hear this real faint in the noise. I can pick that out over top of 3 people that are strong, and I can actually, my brain can peel that apart and I can focus on that lower signal, even though this guy's blowing my doors off.
Yeah.
Now, if there's two dudes blowing my doors off, that makes it a little harder. But I can, and my brain just does it. I hear that guy over there and I kind of gravitate towards that. I hope I'm describing that right. But it just works out that way, that I can do that. But anyway, I suppose I should probably wrap this up then for YouTubies, because it is late in the evening too. Are you flying back or heading back?
I fly back tomorrow.
Go back tomorrow.
No, I have one more day. So tomorrow I have another job just
there you go.
in Lebanon, I think.
Okay.
So that's where
you
I'm going
got your
tonight.
parks marked out?
Not yet.
Not yet?
I don't plan that far ahead.
Oh, okay.
I just go and go and look.
Right, there you go.
So I do that tomorrow, and then I'll fly home Friday morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then, you know, when you talk about spotting me, and you didn't have to, because
I didn't have to.
Up.
Yeah.
I didn't even look. This is the first time I never even looked at the phone to see if I was
If you were getting spotted.
Yeah,
you obviously were, because you had a bigger pileup than I did.
Yep. I think it has to do with a lot of LICW members.
Yeah. Well, you have a YouTube
on
channel too. You got people probably that are following that.
Yeah. Well, I do. Yeah, I have the YouTube channel. But you know that because you're watching. Oh, I'm famous. I'm not a big YouTube channel. But you know, I like the smaller YouTube channels. And again, I put descriptions of those channels or the channel names in my descriptions of my videos.
Yeah.
Because just like me, I'm a small channel. And it's about just trying to help others get on the air. And we were talking about this before we started the video, of my speed when I activate, 15 words a minute. You know, that's where I try to be, with a little bit of spacing even. So I'm not even a solid 15. I'm 15 with some Farnsworth effective in there. But I think it's helpful. I've gotten a lot of new folks. So if you're new and you were on today's log, feel free to drop me an email. I'm good on QRZ, and let me know you're new op too, like me. I mean, I'm under 2 years. Haven't been out lately, so it was really nice to get out today. So Michael, I'm glad that you said, hey, let's do this. Yeah. Because it was very impromptu.
Yeah, it was very.
I was not, my stuff was still in a box from, because I took my other vehicle when I went to Louisville to go meet with K8ARE, who has a YouTube channel, and N4JAW has a YouTube channel. I went to meet with him in Louisville, so I was just still had stuff in a box from my wife. Actually pulled it out of the truck and set it in a box in the garage. Okay. So when you're like, hey, let's go, I'm like, and you go, I'm an hour and a half out. I go, so I start doing that Army backwards planning. All right, hour and a half out. That gives me this time. So okay, I leave at this time. So okay, I just long.
Yeah, an extra hour. Extra.
Right. Yeah, so for about 45 minutes. So I grabbed the camera, threw it on the charger right off the bat. Yeah. And then made sure I had a SIM card. I hope I have a SIM card in there. And then put a SIM card in, and then went ahead and got down and laid out all my stuff on the floor. Went, all right, it's all here. Put it all in the bag. And then got here and realized I didn't bring my log sheets. But luckily my wife had hers in the van, so I use her log sheets. I just realized that too, because like that's her LICW number and her SKCC number at the top, not mine.
Good thing it was a POTA.
You know, well, there's times where I've been out here, CQ POTA, and I'll get, you know, SKCC number, blah, blah. And I'm like,
oh, wow, I haven't had that happen.
And I'm like, is that a park to park? Yeah. And I'm like, oh, no, oh, he said CC. Yeah. And then I replay it in my head, oh, he said SKCC. And I didn't have my number handy. I normally write mine down because it's so big. Yep. And because I'm, you know, new, so I have a big number. And I write it down so I could send it from looking at it. So I sent to the person, sorry, POTA today, SKCC tomorrow or later or something like that. Yeah. And I head sent it, so it probably came out horribly, but I did my best with it. And I think I was still straight keying at that time. Okay. I was
going to say, if you got a paddle, you'd have to switch it over and then start turning it sideways. And
that too. I didn't even think of that. I was on, was I? Yeah. But I was straight keying at that time. So, yeah. Anyway, let me go ahead and wrap this up. All right, everybody. Well, I'm at W4ARB here with Michael, N7CCD. All the way out from Washington to come see us today. Well, not for me, he's here for work. I just happen to be a byproduct of it. And anyways, glad to have him and glad to meet up with another CW operator at a park and do a POTA. And if you haven't been out to do a POTA yet, and it just takes a nudge from somebody that you don't know, I've never met him a day in my life, and it's just, but we have something in common. And it's great to see each other's equipment and stuff, and it gives you that little nudge to get you out there to park. And I'm sure that if I had said, Michael, nice to meet you, I'm kind of new, how about you activate? I'm sure he'd have been accommodating. Just like if he would have got here being a really new guy and maybe not so much equipment or whatever, I would have been like, oh, would you like to watch me operate then? Or, you know, would you like to try? And just do it. Just go out there and activate with somebody. It's easy to sit next to somebody and copy while they're activating. And then if you do that, you'll actually see that it's not so hard to copy when you're sitting there. Number one, because there's no stress on you because you don't have to do the log. And it's very enjoyable to sit with somebody else while they activate. So if that's your first time out, then go do that too. All right, then. That's about it. Well, I'm Ed, W4ARB, and we'll see you next time. Cut. And then if I say stop recording,